She was just out there in the streets. She was out there giving the...
She belongs to the streets.
What's going on YouTube? It's Anti-Cheater Jack and I'm back with another video. I apologize if I sound sick. It's because I am. I've never done a video like this. This video is gonna be my first story time. I always wanted to do story time videos. I just didn't know when I should. The time I got cheated on. This happened like 6 years ago, something like that. I was like a freshman in high school at the time. You know, we all got a story like this, don't we? So hopefully y'all can relate to it, or hopefully not, because no one wants to get cheated on, but you know what I'm trying to say. So this was around my freshman year in high school, right? I'm in 9th grade. So my best friend slash my cousin, like he's both basically, we were always close. Like we grew up playing video games and all that. Once you become a certain age, you start getting interested in other things, like, you know, playing video games. Super Mario can only entertain you for so long, right? So fast forward, he starts dating girls and stuff. I'm still a nerd playing video games all day. I was obsessed with playing Little Big Planet, like Little Big Planet 1 and 2. Those were my games. Let me know if you guys used to play those too. Middle school ends, we're in high school, right? He's still dating, doing his thing, you know, socializing, popular. I'm like a introvert. I wasn't really caring too much for all that other stuff. I'm still into my video games and being a nerd, watching anime and all that, right? It gets to a certain point where he's like, you need to know what it feels like to be in a relationship, right? So I'm like, I mean, I guess. So I had downloaded Kick on my phone, right? And I don't know why everyone was using Kick. Like, it didn't matter if you had phone service or not. Kick was just better than text messaging, I guess. So he had added me to a group chat with this girl. And should I give her a name? I'm not gonna use her real name for other reasons, but let's call her Throat Goat. Yeah, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna let y'all assume why the name is that. You'll probably figure that out by the end of the video. So he adds me to a group chat with Throat Goat, and I think this is towards the end of freshman year, maybe beginning of summer, between freshman and sophomore year. So I don't remember if we spoke the first time he added me to the group chat or not, because mind you, like, I didn't really care about like people like that, so I wasn't really tripping. Maybe a month to 2 months later, it was around summer, like the summer after 9th grade. I don't remember if I decided to text Throat Goat or if he kind of told me I should text Throat Goat. I start texting Throat Goat, right? And you know, one thing led to another, and we started dating. And I don't think we talked for that long before we started like dating. I'm trying to like move my fingers. I'm not gonna lie to you, our relationship was pretty much long distance. We only dated for like a total of 6 months, but there was a lot of damage done in those 6 months. So we're just like texting until, so this is in the summer, right? So we're texting until like the beginning of the school year. The beginning of the school year happens, right? And I go to another school. It's not too far. I went to a whole other school. Throat Goat and my cousin slash best friend and everyone else went to this other school, right? I live close to that school, but for whatever reason, my address put me in the school district of the farther school, so I didn't actually go to school with everyone. That happened, so it's like still long distance, even though school started, which sucked. And she sucked. No, okay, never mind. I don't really remember the details of how the relationship went. Texting, all types of cringe. Yeah, I ain't gonna get into all that. Kitty puppy love, you know. Maybe 4 months or so. I think I actually met up with her in person for the first time, like 4 months after we started talking. Remember, I said that I live close to that school, so what I did was, on days my school would get out like early, like on a minimum day or whatever, I would walk to their school after school. I walked my ass all the way over there to Throat Goat, met up with the homie, left me alone with Throat Goat, and you know, it was awkward. I remember, like, we literally sat there in the grass. It was awkward, I'm not gonna lie. I remember sitting at the table and then some guys walked past, like, I don't remember, maybe 2 or 3 guys, like a group of them. And oh, she's like, oh, I know him, that's my friend. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let you do your thing. So she went up over there. I'm still sitting at the table on my phone waiting for her to say what's up to her homies or whatever. And little did I know as that was happening, like she was out of my view. I'm not sure exactly where she was. She wasn't too far, but I wasn't really like tripping like that because I didn't like have any concerns at the time. Fast forward, long story short, I found out when she was hanging out with friends there, she was actually over there like flirting, and guy was flirting back, and that's not even the bad part. Mind you, I didn't find that out until after the end. So we're still talking for like another month or two, and because like I don't know, my suspicions, like I don't know, I guess like I thought about it over time, and I'm like, that is kind of weird. Like, why couldn't you just like hang out with or say what's up to your guy friends in front of me? Why'd you have to go over there for that, right? So I thought that was strange, so I talked to some people about it, and that's when I found out that there were some rumors going around. And as you can assume, the name I used throat goat for a reason. That didn't have nothing to do with me, even though I was technically the boyfriend. But you know that, yeah, I don't care. But I finally decided to confront her, and I'm like, yo, so throat, what's going on? I've been hearing some things about you, and I'm the type of guy, I'm gonna take your word for it, but I don't want you to lie to me, right? Surprisingly, it was easy. It was real easy to get the answer that I already knew at this point. Like on minimum days, I'd get out early, and their school timing was a little different. Sometimes they would start school like an hour later on certain days, an hour later than my school would start. So instead of like my school would start at like 8, they would start at like 9 or like 9:30. I asked her what's up, and the rumor I heard was on those late start days, she was meeting up with a certain football player, and she was out there giving the, yeah, that's where she got the name throat goat from. Apparently my first girlfriend, or whatever you want to call it, I don't really want to claim it, on those late start days, she was out there cheating on me with the football player, giving up that neck. And at the time, that was some crazy stuff, and it was real easy to get the answers from her when I just questioned her, because everything just added up. It was like too much accurate information for her to deny. She didn't even try to fight it. Apparently, when I was questioning her about it, it wasn't like a one-time mistake, right? Because at the time I was simping. I was like, maybe it was just something that happened once. And nah, it was like probably almost every late start for like the whole first quarter of school. So it was like a weekly thing. She was just out there in the streets. I was in my feelings at the time. I'm like, why would you do this to me? Like, why would you even date me if that's what you was doing? Like, you just wasted my time. So she was like, honestly, girls are evil. And this is her words. I'll never forget these words. Relationships are like pieces of gum. And what do you do with a piece of gum once it loses its flavor? You spit that shit out, and you get another piece of gum. That's pretty much the story of how I got cheated on in my first relationship. Like the video if you can relate to it too, or if you just feel bad, or like whatever. Subscribe if you want me to do more story times too.